In today's video, you're going to be learning how to prevent long-term poker burnout. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Adam Carmichael. I'm a mindset performance coach who helps poker players to unlock their potential and reach the highest levels of performance. Make sure you stick around to the end of this video because I've got a special announcement to make for those of you who want to work with me one-on-one. Now today, we're going deep into some of the common pitfalls that cause poker players to burn out. I did a previous video, which I'll put a link to somewhere above, about short-term burnout, how players burn out in the short term a lot due to lifestyle factors. Today we're going to talk about long-term burnout, when you've burnt out completely from poker over a number of months, even longer than that, and how to avoid that and get back on track if you have burnt out. Now I'm going to use two stories and two kind of analogies of different types of poker players so you can relate to them and see how burnout happens, and if you can relate to it, I'll show you how to fix the burnout problems. So the first burnout guy, I'm going to call him Dave. He's the guy who gets stuck. Okay, so there's two types of burnout I've identified after working with hundreds of poker players, and the first one is the person who's stuck. So let's say Dave got into poker when he was in his early 20s, and he progresses through poker, starts making some money, starts making a living from the game, and starts getting really excited. Okay, so he's starting to develop as a poker player, and he starts to identify, I'm a professional poker player. He has big dreams of changing his life through the game, creating financial freedom, going to play the World Series, going to play all the live games, and really having a fulfilling, successful life in the poker realm. But somewhere along the way, maybe year one, maybe year two, he starts to get a bit comfortable. He's made enough money to cover his living costs, he's made enough money to live off, have a comfortable lifestyle, and he gets stuck. He just gets stuck in his habits and routines and doesn't push on to that next level. He wants to break past his limitations, but he ends up in the comfort zone. And days, weeks go by, months go by, years go by, and he's in this zone. Now, instead of loving poker, he's starting to treat poker like a job, like a 9 to 5. At first, he got into poker through passion, through enthusiasm. He really wanted to achieve stuff in the game. But now it's like, pump my shift in, get my money, get out of there. So what happens? So I'm using the example of a car analogy here, right? So the vehicle, car's the vehicle, and that's poker, right? So at all times in life, if you're trying to, in life in general, when you're trying to achieve stuff, you've got to know first where you are, okay? So you've got to know your starting point. Okay, so when Dave first started out, he knew where he was, and he was like, okay, I'm starting poker, I want to get to the top levels, I want to change my life through the game. So he knew where he was, and then he knew where he was going. So if you know where you are, and then where you're going. And then poker was the vehicle, the car that was going to get him to his destination. Financial freedom, whatever big goals he set when he first got into it. And it was a passion project, and he really wanted to achieve stuff. Now, somewhere along the way, this goal, where he was going, started to get a bit hazy. Clouds started to come over it, started to be a bit out of sight, just got lost in the mundane, day-to-day operations, playing poker, grinding, studying, downswing, upswing, winning month, losing month. And he lost sight of these bigger goals. And he ended up stuck in where he is. So he ends up stuck in a position where now his big goals that he used to have just seem like a pipe dream. They seem like, oh, they're too far off. I've been playing poker for years, nothing's happened. And now the sight seems too far away or out of reach. So as a result, he feels stuck. So the burnout for Dave in this example is coming from the fact that his long-term vision that he used to have is gone. Or at least it's clouded over, it's clouded by fog. So he hasn't got a clear destination of where he wants to go to. And if anything, he feels a little bit stuck. So he feels a little bit almost like anchored to his current situation. And he's got a bit more of a problem because he feels like all his time and effort I've gone into poker, he can't just get a job or do something else because where would the money come from? So he feels a little bit trapped and he's stuck in this system. As a result, of course he feels burnt out because he hasn't got any motivation and drive to push on. He feels like he's just on a treadmill, just running towards a destination that he can't get to. So this is an example where people get stuck, and it's generally, you're going to feel unfulfilled, you're going to feel like you're working hard for not too much, you feel like trapped, like you haven't got any other options, and you're almost like trapped in like a prison cell in your own head. So to get out of this stuck situation, you really need to zoom out. Like I use the example of you're running a treadmill and you just keep going. At some point you need to get off the treadmill and go, where am I going to? And in this example, to get past the long-term burnout. So what's happened is years have gone by, and over time the goals just got so clouded that you've lost the motivation to want to strive, to want to push. And if you're doing something, anything, poker is like an amazing example of it, and you're not passionate about it, you're not enjoying it, you're not trying to get to the highest level and master what you're doing, you burn out. You burn out because why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you making the sacrifices if you can't see what you're getting out of it? As a result, you end up trapped. So long-term burnout for, in this example, is you need to reconnect with your goals, reconnect with what you're doing it for, and to push yourself out of your comfort zone. If you're just playing poker for a living and you're just getting by, it's a dangerous zone to be in. It's not going to last forever. You need to either double down and push for the big goals so you can create some financial security for you and your family, or get out of there. You've got to make the brave choice. You don't stay stuck in poker. Don't stay stuck in the just covering the bills. Everything's good. Yeah, no fires. Awesome. You don't want to be that guy. Poker's hasn't got the safety to be doing that. Other jobs you can do that because you can have a 30, 40-year career with the safety of a pension and a paycheck coming every month. Poker you can't. And once you've lost that passion, you're going to overtake them like all the guys below you coming up. So you need to either do one thing, reconnect with a bigger goal to get you out of that mindset of stuck where you are, or get out of poker. It's that kind of binary. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this in like the end where I'll talk about the how to get unstuck examples. But then we've got another example of, let's call him Peter. And Peter is the example of the achiever, the burnt out achiever. So I can fully relate to Dave and I can fully relate to Peter as well. So I definitely had both of them throughout my career. So Peter is the one who sets his target in poker to play the highest stakes in his game, or highest stakes, could be the highest or towards that. He wants to create a great financial situation for himself. He wants to set him and his family up for the future. And you know what? He's so motivated, he's so dedicated. Year after year, he starts to achieve more. He starts to make more money. He starts to play higher stakes. He starts to achieve his potential. He starts to go higher and higher, and he gets to the point. He climbs his mountain, and he's driven all the way for the first 3, 4, 5 years. He gets to the top of the mountain, makes loads of money in poker, and then he gets stuck. He gets stuck there, right at the top of the mountain, the place he didn't. And what happens is, the goal, he's used poker as the vehicle to get to where he was going, which was to achieve things, either to have more things in his life, material things, for achievement, so he could feel fulfilled, to change his lifestyle for him and his family, and he does all these things. But now, the goal he had has been removed. So in poker, you've got to realize, poker is serving a certain need for us, and what happens on the way, we fulfill certain needs, and we need to remove them, so replace them with new ones. So with the achiever, what happens is, generally they don't replace their goals, so they climb their mountain, and then it's like, now what? And if you don't replace your old goal with a new one, you feel stuck. And what happens is you start to set new goals, which are, well, let's just make more money. Let's just make more money. Let's just make another 100K, another 200K. Maybe I need $1 million. Maybe I need 1.5 million. And you just keep moving this money goal, imagine this meaningless money endpoint, and you keep moving forward. And now you start to feel really trapped because you're like, okay, I've got loads of money, I've got more money than I thought I'd need, but I still need more. And you're trying to motivate yourself and discipline yourself, and all the things that work to get you to this point aren't working anymore. Now you feel really stuck because something you enjoyed now feels unfulfilling. You haven't got anything else to aim for because you're already towards the top of your game. You've earned the money that should have made you happy, but you're not. So what's happened? You haven't changed your goalpost to go, what next? What next? And now, once you've achieved like the financial aspect of poker and you've achieved like the higher stakes, you've got to start thinking of bigger picture and bigger lens. So for Peter, what he needs to do is take a step back. Again, like the analogy of running a treadmill, he's now running to there's no finish line. He's just on a treadmill to more money, more money, more money. All the motivation of achievement and desires to get there are being fulfilled. So there's nothing to drive him. And now he feels that he can't get off because now it's the fear of losing. I don't want to lose what I've got. I can't stop now because I could lose all my safety funds I've saved up. I could, if I don't have X amount of money, I'll not be able to invest in the future or do all these things. So you end up like running a treadmill out of fear that if I stop, something's going to go wrong. But again, Peter needs to step off the treadmill, take one step and go, oh, wait a second, where am I trying to get to? Where am I trying to get to now? And what he might have to do now is look at goals outside of poker and goes of what does he need to achieve? What does he need to achieve outside of poker, and where is poker fit into it? So you've got to look at it is where I am now, and where am I going to? And poker is the vehicle. So when you're burnt out, generally what happens is you feel stuck where you are, or you've already achieved where you're going, and you haven't got anything else to go for. Either what you're going for is out of reach, or what you're going for isn't even there. And these are things that burn you out. Because once we know what we want, we go after it, we get the energy to pursue our goals once they're clear. Clarity is power. So what you need to do in both situations, especially for the achiever, Peter, you need to zoom out, and you need to get in alignment with yourself. And you need to do a few exercises. One of them is to understand your values, okay? Okay, so your values, your core values, what is it that drives you? Do you value relationships? Do you value your health? Do you value achievement? Do you value competition? Understand what drives you. Why did you get into poker in the first place? And what you'll find is, early in poker, when you are motivated, a lot of those values could be achievement, it could be competition, we're getting met by poker. When you're at your most motivated, your values are being met. But as time goes on and you start to tick stuff off, your values get met less and less. And as a result, poker stops fulfilling you the way it used to. It's now not your achievement because you got the achievements. It's not the competition because you're already at a good level beating the guys you're playing against. So now you've got to come up with new goals that meet the values. So your values have probably stayed somewhat the same. They might change a little bit, your 4 or 5 top core values, but you now need to go, okay, if my values are achievement, competition, health, relationships, how am I fulfilling those? And how does poker fit in? And if poker doesn't fit into your values anymore, you've got a big problem. So you need to look at it and go, okay, how can I set new goals that fulfill my values, and is poker a part of it? And if you zoom out far enough, you'll probably be able to reconnect with poker. You'll probably go, okay, because my values are this, this, and this, poker can help me get the achievements, the personal growth. It's not going to help me get relationships, and it's not going to help me get health. I need to do some things outside of poker to balance that so I feel good on the poker pursuit. Because sometimes, well, very often, one thing won't fulfill all your values. And what you might need to do is go, okay, the achiever, Peter, for example, he might go, okay, rather than going 110% poker, I need to go 70% poker and 30% towards my health, relationships, or the things that are on his values. So you've got to zone out and you've got to realize, what are your values? And set goals in line with those. Set new goals, new targets that you're pursuing, and don't just keep going when you haven't got clarity. You've got to get clarity of where you're going to have any chance of staying motivated, staying fulfilled. So if you hit long-term burnout, so this whole video was preventing long-term burnout, you might think I've gone like a bit of a sideway to that topic, but this is long-term burnout. It's when you lose sight of where you're going, or you feel trapped where you are. Anything else is just short-term burnout. It's like you haven't got you've run out of energy, your lifestyle's not very good, you're stressed, you're overworked. These are short-term burnouts. Long-term burnout is when you're sick of poker. You're like, what, this game, like, why do I do it? You're questioning your life. You're questioning why the hell I'm still getting out of bed to grind in the morning. That's long-term burnout. And that's because the clarity's gone. So zoom out from your situation, get clear what your core values are, start getting your goals back in alignment, and things will start to pick up. So if you enjoyed this video and you're serious about making some big changes in 2020 and you want to get your values and your goals in alignment and work with a coach to do that, I've got some spots available in my Peak Performance one-on-one coaching program. It's only applicable for certain people, but if you think that's for you, click on the link in the description and you can apply to work with a one-on-one. There's limited spots available, but if it's a fit, I will reach out and we can connect and I can help you to get those values and goals in perfect alignment. So thanks for watching this, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave, and thanks for watching this video.